Hello everyone. In this video I will walk you through AppArmor, which is one of the very important topics for the Certified Kubernetes Security Specialist exam. So let's get started. So AppArmor is a security kernel module which will allow you to prevent any systems calls like security calls or some hacking calls at the kernel level, and it's a tool which works at the prevention level. So that usually we have detection and prevention. So some are detective in nature, so you can audit logs or something, but this is at the prevention level, so you can actually restrict those some of the calls based on the application profiles. And this comes by default, it comes out of the box with Debian, Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, and you can just quickly check if you have it's already installed or not by doing app and AppArmor dash status, so AA status, and it will tell you whether it's loaded or not. And there are application profiles which you can save at /etc/apparmor.d, and it will be permanent. But for this demo or for the exam, we don't have to make any permanent changes, and we just run these profiles on a temporary basis. And there are links available, so if you click those links, you will be taken to the AppArmor homepage, and you can read more about AppArmor. And there's a documentation link. If you click that, you will be taken to the documentation. So it's very exhaustive and it's comprehensive. Second thing is the Kubernetes doc, which talks a bit about AppArmor, and this is the only page which you need for the exam. So if you just do a global search for AppArmor, right, you will be taken to the first link, which is the page which I have provided in the slides, and you can just read through it. And in today's demo, I have taken the example which they have given, and this is a very, very appropriate example. So I don't see myself doing any value add to the example which they have already provided. So I am taking the example as it is, and this example denies all file writes to a container. So I will spin up a pod and a deployment and show you the pod's container. It's trying to write to the root file system, so it will deny all kind of file writes. So this is a very a real world use case, and this is the best example that they have given, and I use it as it is, so there's no changes in the example as well. So with that out of the way, and let's get to the hands-on. And this step I will be performing on the worker node, because I want to showcase, usually in the exam they will ask you to perform something on the worker node. They will not let you touch the master node, so it's appropriate that I also follow the similar pattern, and I will be doing this on the worker node. So first set of commands is as I mentioned, there's AA status, so that will tell you whether the module is not there or not, and then you can do AA status dash help and AppArmor parser dash help. So these are the only two commands that we need for this whole exercise. So just run this, and you will see all the options that you may be required to use in the exam. So if you just remember dash help, that's it. You will be able to figure out in the exam how to solve the question. So I'll just copy this and go to my worker node. So here I'm on my worker node, and so first I did app AA status, and it will show you the AppArmor module is loaded and all the profiles I can see. And second is, and as I mentioned, dash help, so you will see what flags you can provide, enable, profile, all those things. And last one is AppArmor parser dash help, and you can see all the flags. So you can read through it leisurely in your after the demo. So I will take the example, second exam. So second, I will create a profile. So I am creating a file. The file name can be anything, and the content will look something like this. And this I have taken straight from the documentation. So it will deny all file writes, and I'll just save that file. So, and this can be saved anywhere, but in the exam, if they ask you to go to specific location, just go to that and open that file in VI and edit and add the appropriate content. So this is required on the worker node. So I'll create this AppArmor profile. So important thing that I want to bring your attention to is the profile name. So this is what matters. The file name can be anything. It doesn't matter. So whatever profile name you give, that must be there in the containers profile name, and it should match exactly. So my profile has been loaded, and now I can just confirm how the output looks like. So once my profile is loaded, you can see first I am just removing it just in case it's there from my previous demo runs, and then I load this file. So AppArmor parser and the file name. So this will load the profile, and if you do a -AA status, you will see the profile being loaded correctly. So this is the profile being loaded. So it's confirmed that profile is loaded and there's no error in the file. And if you just want to select quickly, you can grep if you are comfortable with grep and all. So this is done, and now coming to the part where I'll create a pod and I will add the relevant bits. So herein I'm trying to create a pod which will be every 5 seconds it will try to write something to a file system. So it's trying to open a file and add some content, and then I will show you like how this. Okay, second is like I have just one worker node, but in the exam there will be 2 worker nodes or more worker nodes. So you may want to, if they ask you to labels the node with some appropriate labels so that this pod runs on that node, I'll show you that part as well. So I'll just take this and create the YAML for this AppArmor pod, and this must be done on a master node. So the YAML file has been created, and now I will open the pod YAML in the VI editor. And first set of changes is like I want to make sure this pod runs on the worker node. So there are 2 strategies. You can do like this, like a node name equal to worker. This is a static way. You can do it dynamically, like based on the labels. So as you would have seen that I have labeled my worker node with a label type equal to worker. So I'll be using the second strategy, which is more difficult. So you will also have good practice if something of that sort comes up in the exam. So it's open in the VI editor, my pod YAML. So herein I have to make the change. So I'll add a line here. So I'll paste the content. So I can choose one of the strategies. So I choose the second strategy. So I can just comment out the first part. So now this pod will always run on node label which have type workers. And second part which I have to do is, this is the important part, like you have to add annotations to your pod YAML, and this must match exact name of your container. And this is, I'm saying localhost. So this, because it runs on the worker node, so it will see on the worker node if this profile is available, and then it will enforce that profile. So this is what it means, and this goes into the metadata section. So I'll copy this, and under metadata I will add that lines. So this is all good. So as I mentioned, this name, right? This name must match the container name. So I'll copy this, Command C, and change the container name here. So this names are matching. Otherwise, this would the profile would not be enforced. Any other change? Let me check. So that's all. There's these 3 changes are required, and now I can just save and exit. So the pod file has been modified as per the requirement, or just to make it work with the profile, and now I can just create the pod. So a pod is running, and now I can check the logs. So you will see there's like permission denied because the profile has taken effect and it is not letting the pod to write anything to the file system. So this will every 5 seconds this will repeat. And now I can just show you that what if I remove the profile from the worker node. So this is the command. You can do AppArmor remove and remove the profile name. So then my pod will be allowed to write to the file system. So if I just do like number of lines, there are 10 lines. Now I go to the worker node and paste that. So I'm removing that profile. Now if I come to the master node again and do, so it has stopped. It will null, so that permission denied error has gone, and that's why it's not outputting that error, and it's staying at 11. So my profile has been removed. This is just to like showcase if you want to remove the profile, and that's all. And this last bit, I just want to enable it back because I want to show with the deployment as well. So I'll just enable it back. So I just enable the profile back, and last bit in the exam, if they give you deployment, how to do the deployment. So for the deployment, there's like in the case of deployment, you wouldn't touch the top level metadata and spec section because that is for the deployments, and you will add the annotations at the pod template level. So there's a pod template. This is a pod template and metadata inside the template, and then you add your annotation at the second metadata, not at the first. And for the same thing for the spec, the node selector will go here and not here, right? And last, yeah, these two changes are required. And again, the container name should match exact container name which is specified here. So this is the only thing which you have to keep in mind if it's a deployment related question. So I'll copy this and create this deployment. So my deployment file has been created, and then I'll just quickly confirm if everything is fine. So the the deployment has been created, and so I'm getting the permission denied, same as before. And now just I can just perform quick cleanup. I just want to delete all my pods, deployment, and the namespace for this particular demo. So that's all I wanted to cover for AppArmor. Thanks for watching. Bye.